Hey you, thanks so much for listening to What the Pod. This podcast continues to grow because of people like you. If you like backstage access and longer podcast and chill episodes, then join the What the Pod fan club on Apple Podcasts. Membership is only $2.99 a month and 100% of the funds go right back into producing more content like this. I know you're a fan, so join the club, exclusively on Apple Podcasts. Welcome to What the Pod. I go by the name of DJ Treacy, your fairy pod mother and the undisputed queen of podcast recommendations. What the Pod is a podcast that recommends new shows for you to listen to. Hey y'all, to everyone who's listening to me on Jam, thank you so much for listening today, and let's jump right into today's show. We all want to stay informed, but who wants to spend forever reading the news? That's where the Newsworthy podcast comes in handy. Host Erica Mandy, a veteran journalist, is like a trusted friend who always gets both sides of the story. The Newsworthy is packed with politics, tech, business, and entertainment from a variety of sources brought together in one convenient place. Check out the Newsworthy podcast today. Marginalized voices have always been on the forefront of the internet, yet those stories often go overlooked. Host Bridget Todd chronicles marginalized voices across the internet and how they've shaped the internet from the very beginning. Check out the There Are No Girls on the Internet podcast today. Yo, I found another podcast that recommends podcasts. They ain't me though. Presenters recommend their favorite podcasts and interview the people that make them. Check out the Podcast Radio Hour podcast today. Thank you so much for listening to What the Pod. If you liked any of my podcast picks, then share my show with your friends. As always, click the link in the show notes to follow me on Spotify and listen along to these podcasts with me. Text What the Pod to 552-266 to get your daily episode text right to you. Let me know your favorites on TikTok. Follow me at DJ Treacy. That's DJ TRICEY. If you love me and you love my show, then give me 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I'll be right back with you tomorrow where I'll have 3 new shows for you to listen to. Hey podcast fans, do you like comedy, news, or true crime? The Shop Pod merch store has something that every podcast fan can enjoy. We've got AirPod cases, coffee mugs, blankets, water bottles, and so much more. Show your podcast pride or hook up the podcast lovers in your life with merch that you know they'll love. Visit shoppodmerch.com and use coupon code WTP to get 10% off your first purchase. The link to the store is in the description. Again, that's code WTP at shoppodmerch.com for 10% off your first purchase. Shop Pod Merch, the official merch for podcast fans.